Jai Sai Ram, Sri Sai Satcharitra, Chapter 48, Part 1. Stories of Shivade and Sapatnekar. At the commencement of this chapter, someone asked Hemad whether Sai Baba was a guru or sadguru. In order to answer the question, Hemad describes the signs or marks of a sadguru as follows. Signs of a sadguru. He who teaches us Veda and Vedanta are the six Shastras. He who controls the breath and brands of his body with mudras, metallic marks of Vishnu's weapons, or gives pleasing discourses regarding Brahma. He who gives mantras, sacred syllables to his disciples, and orders them to chant the same a certain number of times, but does not assure them any result in a definite time. He who, by his spacious wordy knowledge explains beautifully the ultimate principle, but has himself got no experience or self realization, is not a Sadguru, but he who by his discourse creates in us a distaste for the enjoyments of this world and the next, and gives us a taste of self realization, who is well versed in both the theoretical and practical knowledge. Self realization deserves to be called a Sadguru. How can he, who is himself devoid of self realization, give it to the disciples? A Sadguru does not, even in his dream, expect any service or profit from his disciples. On the contrary, he wishes to serve them. He does not think that he is great and the disciples small. Not only he loves him as his son, but regards him as equal to himself or as Brahma. The main characteristics of a Sadguru is that he is the abode of peace. He is never restless nor ruffled. He has no pride of his learning. The poor and the rich, the small and the great are the same to him. Hemad thinks that on account of the store of accumulation of merit in his past births, he had the good fortune of meeting and being blessed by such a Sadguru as Sai Baba. Even in full youth, he hoarded nothing except perhaps chilling. He had no family, no friend, no home, nor any support. Since he was 18, his control of mind was perfect and extraordinary. He lived there, fearless, in a secluded place, and always abided in his self. Seeing the pure attachment of his devotees, he always acted in their interest, and thence he was a way dependent on them. What experience he gives to his devotees while he was living in flesh, or even today after his Mahasamadhi obtained now by those who attach themselves to him. What the devotees have to do is this: they have to trim their heart lamp of faith and devotion and burn its wicks of love. And when this is done, the flame of knowledge, self realization will be lit up and shine brighter. Mere knowledge without love is dry. Nobody wants such knowledge. Without love, there is no contentment. So we should have unbroken and unbounded love. How can we praise love? Everything is insignificant before it. Without love, our reading, hearing, and the study are of no avail. In the wake of love follow devotion, dispassion, peace, and liberation with all their treasures. We do not get love for anything unless we feel earnestly about it. So, where there is real yearning and feeling, God manifests Himself. It includes love and is the means of liberation. Now, let us revert to the main story of this chapter. Let a man go to a true saint with a pure mind, otherwise, that is fraudulently, and hold his feet. Ultimately, he is sure to be saved. This is illustrated by the following stories. Mr. Shevadi, Mr. Sapannekar of Akkadkot, Sholapur district, was studying for law. A co-student, Mr. Shevadi, met him. Other fellow students also gathered together and compared notes of their study. It was found that the questions and answers among themselves that Mr. Shevadi was the last prepared for them. examination, and therefore all the students derided him. But he said that though he was not prepared, he was sure to pass the examination, as his Sai Baba was there to get him through it successfully. Mr. Sapannekar was surprised at this remark. He took Shivade aside and asked him, "Who is this Sai Baba, whom he exalted so high?" He replied, "There lives the masjid in Shirdi, Ahmednagar district, a fakir. He is a great Satpurusha. There may be other saints, but this is unique. Unless there is a great store of merits, no one on account of on one's account, no one can see him. I fully believe in him, and what he says will be never untrue. He has assured me that I will pass definitely next year, and I am confident that I will get through the final examination. Also, with his grace." Mr. Sapatnekar laughed at his friend's confidence and jeered at him and Baba. Sapatnekars. Mr. Sapatnekar passed his examination, settled in Akkalkot, and practiced as a pleader there. 10 years after this, that is 1913, he lost his only son who, on account of a throat disease. This broke his heart. He sought relief by making a pilgrimage to Pandarpur, Gangapur, and other holy places. He got no peace of mind. Then he read Vedanta, which also did not help him. In the meanwhile, he remembered Mr. Shevade's remark and his faith in Baba, and he thought that he too should go to Shirdi and see Baba. He went to Shirdi with his younger brother, Pandit Rao, and was much pleased to see Baba